I have always been a firm believer that acts of kindness have these incredible ripple effects. You know, it's one thing to donate to, you know, causes and things like that, but kindness is just the coolest way to just have an impact in areas that you could never have fathomed them having an impact.
Welcome to the Canadian Love Map. I'm Nancy Regan. Today's love story belongs to a couple we've met before on this podcast. In fact, we fell in love with them when we featured them a year ago. We helped Scott surprise Alicia with the assistance of our sponsor, Charm Diamond Center, with a gorgeous diamond engagement ring. As a social media influencer, Alicia has a thing for surprising others, usually with pure kindness. But you know what? The past 12 months has had a lot of surprises in store for both of them. Alicia and Scott, I'm so excited to talk to you guys.
We're so
Welcome.
excited to be here.
Thank you.
Okay, I don't even know how we're going to squeeze in everything that's new. We have been dying to get an update recorded with you guys, and you have had such a stellar year. So I guess I'll just start by saying, how are you two?
So good.
Good. Very good.
Really good. Everything is gotten so big. It's crazier, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger every single day. And it's the coolest thing in the entire world.
Is it a little bit like you're walking through a dream?
100%.
We will be doing things, and we'll like be in the car, and I'll just be like, hey, can you believe that this is our life right now? Or like we'll be doing something and he'll stop me and be like, hey, can you believe that this is what's happening right now? And yeah, it's very, I don't know, very dreamlike, but we've been having lots of deja vus lately, which has been really cool because we didn't have them for a very long time, either of us. And over the last 4 months specifically, we've been running into lots of deja vus, which has been really cool. And I mean, I'm not necessarily, I don't know. I feel like everything's been on track, and we are starting to like hit a stride with like my schedule and just like being present and being out with people and my platform. And yeah, it's been very cool. Very, very cool.
So Scott, does it seem like a dream to you or sometimes like a nightmare?
No, definitely a dream. Like the opportunities that have come in, it's amazing. Very grateful.
Okay, so give us an idea of what has arisen since we surprised you last time. And maybe we'll start with the aftermath of that surprise, because so many people saw that video and heard our podcast episode where Scott surprised you and Charm was so wonderful to supply a diamond ring for you. What was the aftermath of that like for you?
We directly after the podcast I can vividly remember us walking out to the car, and we didn't have the ring yet because like we had at that point like sent in to get sizing, and we're sitting in the car, and we were both like, I'm bawling, he's almost in tears, and I just was like looking at, like, we just couldn't believe it. And then I looked at him and I go, did you sign a contract for this? I was like, I'm gonna have to talk to my management team. But yeah, like I think for both of us, we were just on a high after that happened. It was just, well, for me specifically, and then for him, and him telling me all of the background of what happened to get the ring in the first place, and just like being able to like get to see that other side of things, and just like filling me in on times where he wasn't present because he was being sneaky. And,
trying to
be sneaky.
Time.
Very stressful time for you. And I knew something was up. I just would never have fathomed that. Like I remember telling him like, what did I say?
You're off.
I was like, you're off. Like
something
is off with you this week. And never in a million years did I think it would be what it was. But yeah, we had a little bit of a breakdown in the car before we left, and then we went to go work out. Like it was like 5 or 6 days. We went to go work out, and we weren't even in the gym for 15 minutes, and I got a phone call from the manager that my ring was in, and I was like, okay, I can pick it up tomorrow. And then we're like sitting there, and I'm like, I have my sneakers on, I'm sitting on the bench, and Scott comes around the corner and he's like, do you want to go get it now? I was like, yeah. So we drove as fast as we could, and I got the ring, and it was the craziest thing. She like hands it to me, and I put it on my finger, and we're both just like standing there like staring at it because it's the
wearing our gym clothes,
literally in our gym gear, and like just staring at it, and it's like obviously the charm diamond lights in there, like these bright fluorescent ones that make it like beam, like it's, you know, we're just staring at it, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like looking at the manager, I'm like, do we just go? Do we just leave now? Is this like real? So yeah, I don't think until it was actually on my finger I believed that it was a real thing, and I literally have maybe taken it off 10 times since then. So yeah, it was crazy.
Well, I love that the offshoot of that was that you learned that Scott is a really bad liar.
Oh, she knew that. That's not a secret.
He is an awful liar. So when he pulls off surprises, it really impresses me. But I always know that there's someone else involved. Like I always know there's more than just him involved in it. My favorite part of the whole story is that when Moira originally had sent him the rings, like to look at. I mean, we'd been together for 14 years at this point. So he knew what ring, even though he chose not to buy me one, he knew what ring I did want. And the rings that Moira had sent him were all solitaires. And I had never chosen a solitaire. I always liked the look of cluster or, and he had to go back to Moira and be like, yes, I want to do this, but no, not the beautiful rings you sent me. It needs to be a different one. And I was like, I don't know what I'm more proud of you for, like coming on the actual podcast or like actually like, I was like, because I hate to tell you, if she would have offered me something I knew you didn't like, I just would have took it.
Well, I knew it was going to be on film, and I was like, uh-oh. If I waited this long to give her a ring that she didn't want, that might not look good.
This could go awry.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but I like your gumption too.
No, it was actually, and like he barely knew Moira, so that was even funnier. Like for him to be like, yeah, I want to do it, but not with those rings.
God love her. She was sending me rings all day,
and I didn't see a single one of them. So yeah, it was
great.
cool to get to see the behind the scenes of what I missed out on until it happened. So.
Well, I just love how many people told me that it pasted a smile on their face seeing that video and watching your story. So, that was a highlight. The beautiful thing is that your story has just continued to unfold or blossom, whatever metaphor you want to use. Bring us up to date in terms of what's changed.
I honestly, a lot, but also not a lot at the same time, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, we have just kind of been rolling with what has been coming our way. I got a really cool opportunity, and I got to fly to Montreal and shoot a national campaign with Pennington's, which was, a dream come true for me, and probably the coolest experience that I've had thus far in terms of like working with a brand. And I got to take my mom with me, which was like even more cool because, when I was really struggling with my body, that was kind of the store that we could both go to. And, I could always find something for myself there. So it was really neat to be able to kind of bring her along. And the Pennington's team was so good to me, like too good to me. And I shot a few different things, and it is hard work. I don't know what I anticipated it being like, but I joked like on FaceTime with Scott talking about how I felt like I got hit by a bus because it was long days of like standing, but the team was so cool, and I've never been the center of attention like that. So that was even crazier to me to like go to a whole other province and have people recognize me. And the day that we got there to get my makeup done, one of the executives came upstairs and she was like, "Oh, do you want a coffee?" And I was like, I don't drink coffee like too early in the morning. She was like, "Oh, you drink energy drinks, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "I don't think we have any on set." And I was like, okay, like not a big deal. And 20 minutes later, a gentleman walked up the stairs with this box. And in the box is like 8 different types of energy drinks. And he was like, I didn't know which one you liked, so I just bought 8. And I'm like, one would have sufficed. It would have been fine. So it was just like little moments like that, I just felt so cared for and appreciated. And it was, my mom would look at me. I upgraded our flights to business class on the way up there, and we're like, so we sit down in the seats and we get breakfast, and she's looking at me, and it was just, it was a really cool moment of like seeing all of my hard work up to that point kind of come into fruition. And it was very, very cool. So that was one of the big things that happened.
Well, I want to say that when I saw the Pennington's ad, the one I saw, my first reaction was, she looks hot. Honestly. And I want to know, when they were shooting you that day and they were being so kind and you were the center of attention, do you look hot partly because you felt it?
Yeah, honestly. And I was also terrified because that was the first time I was in person with so many people. And I mean, we were just coming out of the restrictions being lifted, and there's like a crew of people that I didn't know, and I have had the luxury of shooting content from the safety of my home, which I have the privilege to do, and it was very different to be in front of a lot of people. But I mean, your hair and your makeup, and like every time the camera stops, your makeup artist is touching you up and fixing your hair, and then you have a stylist who's like stapling your t-shirt and cuffing your pants, and it's very, very cool. But yeah, I felt so incredibly empowered because for this to be my first like national campaign with a brand, for it to be so aligned with my message and who I am, was a really, really cool opportunity. So
what kind of feedback have you gotten from people who've watched it and been touched by it?
I mean, we've both gotten feedback. Plus Scott, he gets DMs all of the time because my my mailbox.
Yeah, they go to me now. They're just full. So the shortcuts through me.
But a lot of it is just like, I think for a lot of people, my story is cool because I'm just a regular human being, and the thought that my life could change so drastically over the last 2 years of just, being who I am. But it's just being able to see people and have a campaign like this, because a lot of clothing campaigns are about the clothes and about, who fits in the clothes and what the clothes look like. So to have a brand go the opposite direction and be like, it's not about the clothing, it's about who's in the clothing, and like everything that we wore and everything that we talked about was very much who we are and about being ourselves. And, it was nice for people to feel empowered to dress themselves in a way that makes them feel good. And I think that that's been the coolest part, is just like people realizing that like clothing is such an avenue of self-expression, and it makes you feel really good, and it's a way for you to stand out and show people who you are. But yeah, the feedback's been incredible, and just people going out and buying crop tops and trying new things, and yeah, it's been pretty amazing.
Scott, you've been with her on this whole journey. So what was it like for you to watch those ads for the first time?
It was pretty amazing. Yeah, I'm just so proud of her. It's just hard to believe, but she deserves it.
Thanks, babe.
Thanks, babe. Okay, so we know that Scott is sometimes the reluctant hero in your videos.
I love that name.
Want to be.
I'm calling you the reluctant hero from now on.
I like that. It's fitting. Very fitting.
But you're stepping into your own social media power now, Scott. So both of you have social media platforms. Alicia, first tell us, where are your numbers now?
So I just hit 3.4 million on TikTok. And I was at 1.4 million when I was at last year, this time last year. 1.4 is what I had just hit.
Wow.
And I just hit 463,000 on Instagram, and I think I was like 100 and some at this point last year.
100,000?
I think the 100 some last year. So things have skyrocketed. So, but yeah, it's been, the numbers keep growing, and it's not obviously not about the numbers, but it is in a sense that like I just want my message to go as many places as possible. So those numbers obviously cool from a business standpoint, but it's just like another person that hears me speak and can impact people in their lives with it. And that's so cool.
Yeah, it's a really interesting dynamic about social media, isn't it? So the bigger your platform, the more power you have to change people's lives, to reach people with kindness, which is obviously a huge theme for you. We're going to talk about that. But first, Scott, let's talk about your new social media presence. This podcast is brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers, Canada's largest family-owned jewelry store. They are proud to be putting love on the map, and the staff at Charm Diamond Centers are thrilled to be a part of your love story too. So visit charmdiamondcenters.com or one of your local stores. Love starts here. Tell me about what's happened with you since we last talked.
Yeah, her followers tend to come over to my side, so I think I'm like 60,000 on Instagram. But
And how many are you on TikTok?
like 75, and I have 0 posts on it. I'm trying to get verified on TikTok without a single post.
He has not a single post on TikTok, and he has 75,000 followers.
I'm very active in her comment section, though.
He is. He's only he's got 75,000 followers. He only follows one person. It's me, and he is in the comment section of all of my videos. So it's been kind of a funny comedic thing that people have been following and are looking for now when they come to my videos on TikTok, which is really neat. I don't know if he'll ever actually post anything on
Probably
there,
not.
but it's been really cool to like see have his platform grow. And but yeah, Instagram hit 60,000, which it's been steady growing, which has been really cool.
But did Scott did you have an Insta account when we talked last time?
Oh yeah, I definitely have.
You had your own. Oh, okay.
But it was nowhere near 60,000. I think it was like,
no, I don't even know.
I don't know, like 20 maybe. But he's been a part of a lot of mine lately, which has been really cool too. So like he's been a part of like my Lululemon campaigns, and he's always a part of like my silly videos that I do for a lot of the brands too. But he's coming into his own with it online. I think it was getting over, he made a post about this, but I think it was getting over this thought that like that his entire audience was just there because of me. But there's a whole audience there that are looking to him for like how to be a better partner, how to exercise, like motivation things. Like there's just a definitely a demand for it. So yeah, I think it's just gaining the confidence to be able to know that the content that you're posting is people are consuming and stuff. And it's not a dream of his, it's my dream, right? So it's he kind of just has to live through it, and he'll pick and choose as we go what he wants to do.
Yeah, the whole thing's very ironic because anyone that knows me is like, I'd be the last one that they'd ever expect this from. So I get a good laugh out of that.
Well, that's why I see you, the reluctant hero.
Exactly. I love that.
Oh my gosh. Alicia, we haven't talked about the fact that you're now a superstar on television.
Yeah. So, and yeah, also just another thing on the list of cool things that I got to do is that I got to shoot a TV show with Jonathan Torrens called Volleys. It is about the adventures and mishaps of a volunteer firefighter team in rural Nova Scotia who has literally everything but fires. And I got to play Connie, and she works for the city. And her and Jonathan are counterparts on the show, and we just come in to mess stuff up. That is essentially our characters. And yeah, it was like an introduction crash course to acting for 7 days straight. And yeah,
it looks like you're having so much fun.
I mean, Jonathan Torrens is incredible, and I know anybody who I've met since I've met him has said the exact same things. He is just an incredible human being, and the fact that he thought that I could go toe to toe with him on screen is just such a compliment in itself. But yeah, it was long days, but the people who were on the show were just, the actors were incredible, and you could tell that he chose the people that were there because they were equally as amazing and equally as, understanding. And it was not just my first time acting. There's, other actors there that were their first time on screen, which was, really cool too. And not to feel like the only fish out of water, I guess, in that sense. But yeah, I walked on set and I had my script and I had memorized it to the best of my abilities. And I walk into my first scene with Jonathan, and he's like, what are my lines? And then he goes, yeah, we're probably not going to use that. I was like, this? Do you mean the script that I learned? He was like, well, because everybody else's lines were shot, individually for a lot of the time, but our characters, there's not much space between our lines. That's who we are as characters. We have literally been working together for X amount of period of time. We just finish each other's sentences. So it was a lot of learning how to improv on spot, which if you don't have experience with it, can be very intimidating, especially with somebody as funny as him, like knowing what you can and can't say on a set. And I spent the majority of my time trying not to laugh because I was so afraid that he would say something funny and I would ruin the scene because I'd always be on camera with him at the same time. So yeah, it was the coolest experience, and we just got signed for a season 2. So I get to go back.
That's great. That's so fun. So I'm curious because Jonathan and his business partner, Sylvia, were part of the charm surprise when we arranged for Scott to give you the diamond ring. Was that the first time you met and worked with him?
No. So Sylvia, I met, she had sent me a DM and asked me to be a part of something with CCS, so Canadian Content Studios, which is their company. Right. And they were filming something for their internet series.
Your 2 cents.
Yeah, Your 2 cents. And they were doing the Newlywed Game, and it was filmed right downtown in
Parade Square.
Thank you. In Parade Square. And we got to go on and like compete for, it's essentially just a show about like saving money and just, So we got to go try out the beds and be on the Newlywed Game. It was a game show. So I didn't get to meet Sylvia then, but I got to meet Jonathan that day. And then Sylvia and Moira go back a long time. So when everything came into fruition with the charm stuff, they decided that they were going to film the pod, and I thought nothing of it. So, but yeah, I had gotten to meet Jonathan before that, and then have literally spent probably every 2 months I'm with him at some point. So,
oh my gosh, yes. But we'll also give a shout out to Moira, who you've mentioned a couple times. And Moira is my sort of big boss at Charm. And this podcast wouldn't be possible without them. We're so lucky to have a single sponsor, and they support us, whatever story we want to do. They're so wonderful, and just like jump on board and say, yeah, let's do it.
I love Moira.
Yeah, she is awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, she is just, I have been so lucky. We've been so lucky. And when we were just away in Toronto, we just talked about how, a lot of cool things have happened over the year. But the coolest thing for us is that the people that we've met and surrounded ourselves with over the last people have just been the kindest, most supportive people you could ever ask for to have in your corner. And Moira's one of them. And she just, I know that I could literally call her from anywhere and be like, can I do this? Can you help me do this? And she'd be like, sure, I'll be there in 15 minutes. She invited herself on our next trip to Toronto when we were on the phone with her earlier. So she just is in my corner. And the same goes for Sylvia. From CCS, they think of me in times where I don't even think of myself, which has just been so cool. And, this can be scary when you're given a new platform and you're trying to build up who you are, and it's still a business and people try to take advantage of you. And I've just been so lucky to have such a cool group of people behind me to kind of like lean back and be like, hey, is this great? Is this a great idea for me? Should I do this? Or, like Moira would call me and just check in to see how I was doing. We went to lunch when Sylvia was here last time just to check boxes and see if I need support with anything. And that's so cool. Like I never anticipated having such a cool support system and when this started to take off.
Well, I guess the phrase that pops into my mind is you get what you give. And you are a beacon of kindness. And, you put that out into the world. And I'm not surprised that it's coming back at you like a big old boomerang. But Scott, you've also surprised Alicia with something else, haven't you?
I did. Yeah, I did. She got another band.
She's holding up. Yes, she's
Don't
holding
sound
up
so
her
excited.
hand.
Yeah, she got another band.
Come on, you got to give us more than that, please.
The surprises are very stressful on me. That was another stressful week. She hopefully that's the last surprise she'll get for a while, because I don't know
I mean,
how many I can do.
Tell us how you surprised her, Scott.
So our anniversary is the 1st of October, and her birthday is the 8th.
Good for you.
So that's, again, another stressful week of my life that I have to do. And we always talked about year 5 that we'd be in a place where I could get her an engagement ring. And apparently I didn't get away from that, even though I gave her one last year. So like a week and a half, or a week maybe before. Was it before the 1st or the 8th?
It was a week before our anniversary.
Yeah. So
my
a week
anniversary.
before the 1st, she was like, "So you're still getting me the ring, right?" And I panicked. And we were out for lunch, actually, and then she went to the bathroom, and as soon as she left, I pulled up my phone, I texted Moira, and I was like, "I need to know what the band is and what size it was, and I need it as soon as possible." And then she said, "Done."
Yeah.
So,
again, Moira just showing up for us in all of the coolest places.
I thought
And
that,
she didn't say, "Do you want that in silicone?"
no. So then we were messaging back and forth, and she was like, "I can definitely get that to you." But then she wanted to be involved as well, her and Sylvia. And so she was like, if we film it,
we can use the content.
yeah, they wanted to use the content. So I couldn't say no to that. So
out of your comfort zone you went.
Exactly, yeah. So that week I went to Charm and we filmed some footage. And then it had to be sized, so I couldn't get it for the 1st. So Alicia was a little bit upset about that, but it worked towards the surprise.
I didn't know it was coming. I did not know it was coming, because how the conversation happened the week before our anniversary was, my hopes are high to get this other band for my ring. These are my hopes are high. I was like, so I need you to tell me if I'm not getting it, so that I cannot be, disappointed that I don't get it. And I got it, but yeah, so I didn't get it on the 1st, but I knew I knew something was coming for my birthday, because he was like, "No, we have there's a surprise," but I didn't think it was the ring, because I just thought it was too late for that, to be honest. So we actually, on my birthday, rented a hotel room to go out to dinner and drinks, and he was like, "I have to go into the hotel room first," and I was like, "Okay." So he goes upstairs, I come upstairs, and when I get there, there's a bouquet of flowers and 2 boxes on the table, and I'm like, "Oh, my birthday present." So I'm like opening them, I read the card. He got me an anniversary card on the 1st, and it was like it's such a beautiful card, and we went out for dinner that night. But for my birthday, I opened it, and there was these beautiful Doc Marten boots, which he knew I wanted, a new purse, and then the bouquet of flowers, and I was happy with that, because that was I knew he didn't pick it out by himself, though. Shout out to my little sister,
Amanda.
my little sister, who is very helpful, which was a surprise. And then we got to dinner, and once dinner was over, we were on a time crunch, and the waiter comes over and he's like, "Do you want dessert?" And I was like, "No."
But I needed to get footage of her getting the ring, which was the hardest part, because I don't film anything. She's always filming everything. So as soon as I pull out a phone, she'd be like, "What is up here?" So I had to get her sister from one angle to film it, which is okay, because for a birthday, she'd think like, "Happy birthday."
And they came out with two plates. But I had first, just to share the mishaps, I had gotten up to go to the bathroom as they were walking out with it. So she almost saw
it on the way to her.
I had to go to the bathroom, and then when I sat back down, they brought me out this beautiful plate of dessert that said "Happy Birthday" on it, And that's what I saw first. And I saw everybody singing me happy birthday. And then in swung a second plate, which had the ring, the second band on it. And yeah, I had no idea. And I felt terrible because I know I did not make it. I never make it easy on him.
Never.
So.
Because they were like, "Oh, come up with the dessert," and then I was like, "Okay, what do you want for dessert?" She's like, "I don't want dessert." I was like, "Oh my god, great."
He was like, "We should get something." I was like, "We're going to be late." He was like, "We're getting a dessert." I was like, "Okay, buddy, like whatever, we'll get a dessert then." But
it's funny you say you were going to the bathroom and almost, saw the ring. It's like someone winning an Academy Award and there's a seat filler in their seat and they're off in the washroom.
Yeah.
Really, though, she
You're
almost missed
missing
her
the moment.
I
surprise.
almost missed the entire thing. Yeah, no. So yes, I got my band, which now completes my ring, which is pretty amazing. It's beautiful, and it just it's been a really cool year and a bit, and I'm very grateful for it. I'm very grateful for you doing things out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, I'm gonna applaud on that little applause in the background. Way to go, Scott. Way to go.
Thank you.
Well, there's simply no way we can stop there. I know you're going to want to hear the rest of this conversation, but we're going to make you wait for part 2, where we'll dive even deeper with Alicia and Scott. Oh, and you might want to have some tissues handy. Thanks so much for listening to the Canadian Love Map. If you love us, please subscribe and share. We'll be back next week with another love story to add to the map. This podcast is presented and made possible by Charm Diamond Centers. It's hosted by me, Nancy Regan, and is produced and distributed by Podstarter.